It's all action here at the circuit Spa Francorchamps with 3 races left to go in the Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada. Look at the field streak up into the opening corner. Who's going to be brave on the brakes for the very first time? You've got gravity on your side. Etienne Leger already passed Vincent Trepigny as they dive down out of the opening corner. A couple of cars being a bit, let's be honest, wide off track, but taking advantage of the momentum it brings down into Eau Rouge as they get single file inside of the top 10. Unfortunately, even further behind, you can see the gaps building up for Brody Goebel, Philippe Starofoli, but Mobin Khan trying to fight his way forward. Jinx to the inside of Patrick Mason. That was a very well-judged slide job, effectively in through turn 1 and now powered down in towards Eau Rouge.
Keep that speed. You're just taking a wide line to take, like I say, to add the time and add the distance to the circuit so that you can keep pins, so you're carrying the speed, which should then maybe get you a move. Here we go. All contact. Oh my goodness.
Well, Etienne Leger, we thought he might wait for the final lap and now pointed in the wrong direction and having to wait for probably the entire field, Lewis, to come through.
Might have done it. Now that genuinely might be enough of a swing that they're never going to get a shot. Here we go.
It's an interesting move. Now, I want to look on board with Trepigny. I think he'll give us a much better perspective.
Nah, you can tell, especially from there, you're absolutely right. From there, you can tell. Charles-Etienne Boucher is giving a car whip. In my opinion, anyway, he's giving a car whip.
To try and make moves happen. Boot to the inside of Romano, though, who's going the long way around of the Piff Path. This is brave stuff between the two of them, and just sitting behind and waiting. Enzo Johansson, Christian Meniz riding as well. They'll be 2x2 in a very important corner. The momentum you build here takes you all the way to Blanchimont, and Giovanni Romano around the outside surely will rob Kondaccioglu of fifth spot.
Absolutely superb.
Right, red and grey machine is going to have to watch a potential 3 wide on his outside. Slightly covers off Arnaud Genest and Christian Meniz as they slot back into line, heading down out of turn 1, and Genest gets underneath of Christian Meniz. This finally, I think we're going to start to see the action, and there he goes to the outside in the Porsche Centre North Toronto car. Porsche Centre Lozon now still on the inside, and Charles-Etienne Boucher gives him just enough room, and through Malmedy you can see how much more space Trepigny wanted to give and can't run his momentum the way he would have wanted, but he does have enough speed, and for a moment had enough of an overlap that he could have tried to slam this door shut. 2x2 we descend down into the corner with no name but many names.
Yeah, indeed, Logan Patch as well having to fend off Justin Rem. Vincent Trepigny is going to take over the race. He almost squeezes out. Oh my goodness, that was brave. Almost squeezes Charles-Etienne Boucher straight into the wall there. They go side by side now down at the Pouhon. Charles-Etienne Boucher to the outside as they commit to the first apex, and almost again a little bit more leaning on each other. Trust me, this is going to happen on the final lap as well.
And we're finally getting it for Ross Booth and Giovanni Romano too as they dive down out of the double gauche, which no, it is called Pouhon for now and forever. Still with your race lead, though. I think Boucher is going to hold the inside as they get ready on that climb back up towards Blanchimont. That will hold him in very, very good stead. Single file once more, almost half the lap side by side. Going to see Sens into the final corner, though, because Logan Patcher wants to try and make sure he's second, coming to see that white flag. Doesn't work for him, and now does Justin Rem take advantage? Not quite. Out of La Source, another great exit for Boucher. Was it too good, though? Will he get swarmed with the draft?
No, 3/4 of a second. There's no way those 3 behind are going to be able to close in on Charles-Etienne Boucher going down.
Though it's back on top and a margin that will surely see him comfortable. He's not impressed though, but a relief that is for sure. The Boucle d'Or back on top. We will grab a look at the race results, and then I cannot wait to have a chat with Charles-Etienne Boucher once again, albeit as much as he's probably not looking forward to having a chat with us once more. And it was only a 1/4 of a second, remember, between him, Vincent Trepigny, and then a little bit more to Justin Rem and Logan Patcher. But 4 drivers kept each other very, very honest at the front. And then 5th went the way of Ross Booth, who climbed his way forward in the Porsche Centre Oakville entry. 6th went the way of Enzo Johansson with Giovanni Romano, Arnaud Genest, Michael Kondaccioglu, and then Brody Goebel climbing their way on forward. And Enzo Johansson, I believe, is tied for the Lego Play Well Award for positions gained. 1 by 1, Andrew Caron, Antoine Lacharite on the front row, representing Porsche Rivesaltes, Porsche Lozon. Green flag flies. We're racing in the Porsche Esports Carrera Cup Canada, and fanning out on the run towards La Source, Gregory Hoverson with a send, and the Porsche of Halifax car will take the lead. almost 4 wide for second out of the opening corner. Race Control is going to take a look at that because they're still banging doors as they descend down into the climb that will then build them into Radion. Monumental race start, still wheel to wheel in the heart of the pack, and Lewis Cars running wide.
Yeah, Lasciarite and Gagnon Renault side by side. Gagnon Renault nearly got pushed straight into the barrier and is now receiving a bit of a bump draft from Romagnolo. A little bit of going out onto the grass, which is very typical here. But Gregory Hoverson very aggressive down in the first corner. Alex Ellis up into second position. There's a big crash in the background.
Who's that taking to the grass? Blake Townend.
Side by side. I believe that is 17th position. There's a bit back there as well. There's also a little bit more in the mid-pack as well. It's very, very tricky. In there as well to work your way through this bit side by side with these kind of downforce, more downforce focused cars. But I mean, they're making it work a little bit.
Jonathan Oulet gets passed by Josiah Farrow. He's lost 5 positions on the start, so handful of drivers very much being swarmed. But here we go, building back up towards Blanchimont. And these cars, you say aero focus, but they still do have a lack of down.
I say, take a look on replay on that one as to what happened in the background. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Gregory Hoverson up towards the race leaders. There's a spinner there as Christopher Cook's gone for a spin going down the corner. I kind of feel the fact that he actually pulls it up to the apex, I kind of feel maybe he's not. He's going for... he is going for a gap that really... whatever.
Oh my days.
Yep.
Jonathan Oulet off the track, and as he rejoins, Adrian Paluk gets tagged.
Don't believe. That was Xavier Panicia on the inside. There was no contact in there. Very messy, to be honest.
So I wonder how much more patient Corone and Lasciarite will be.
Not. Andrew Corone's going to come straight through into second spot, and Alex Ellis isn't going to fight this, so that's absolutely fine. Lasciarite was almost thinking about sending one down the inside, but I think going for it and costing yourself more time is probably not the right option. Now that Corone's in second spot, the likelihood is that gap between himself and Gregory Hoverson will come down. We know how fast Andrew Corone's been this season.
Let's do something like that. Let's not do something like this. Josiah Farrow, well, Andrew Corone was there intentionally in qualifying. That was definitely not intentional.
No, absolutely not. Second person, you take that one.
Oh.
Yeesh.
Valens and Cruz.
When Christopher Cook spun around on the first lap, that was because he was assisted in very much the same way with Ion Gagnon Renault. Which is the overcommitment down the
way, as you see through this bus stop chicane, which is no longer the bus stop. Windrum's off the track. There's a purple car that's spun, and we're looking at Matt Murphy.
After a little bit of contact with Ion Gagnon Renault, who's just gone through. I think it's the whole, again, overcommitment, driving to the back of.
Look on the replay, you'll see the move. Or
attempted move. Squeeze from Christopher Cook.
Yeah, race control going to be busy. We'll keep you abreast of everything happening there. Someone else gets a penalty and another driver ends up serving it. It's just the reality of being in a team. Savio Panicia, though, just turned around by, let's be honest, a bit of a clumsy move.
Side by side, down at the bottom of the hill. Was Hibbs is losing out here.
Crusoe has to back out, and I wonder now if that's going to compromise him as they crest over the top. Can the purple machine of Christopher Cook slide his way on forward, of course, flying the flag for Porsche of London, continuing that climb draft.
Side commits, he's overcommitted, actually. It is solo. That's just a full-on overcommitment.
Watch
that's
the
my
rejoin. It's not bad, although...
That rejoin's fairly poor.
It could have been worse.
It could have been much worse, but it wasn't great.
No, back up front with your leaders. 25 odd minutes still left to go. You can clearly tell he's looking confident.
Yeah, here he goes, straight for the race lead. Probably also feeling that Antoine Lasciarite is closing in, so needs to get through now. And you can see Gregory Hoverson didn't really fight it too much. Maybe that was a little bit also as a bit of an apology for the first lap as well. You know, it's like, no, after you, sir. Carry on. Sorry about that one. It's fine.
You didn't read it properly either, so
hashtag... I didn't read it.
Hashtag blame both of us. Now, this is the correct replay. You do have access to it, by the way. That's not great.
Terrible move. Yeah. That's a terrible move.
Well, it helps when we look at the right replay, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a poor move. That is a poor move. It's best he can. We'll give him the inside for the second part of the bus stop, but he's going to get delayed a little bit because of Dylan Cole.
That's a very, very slow apex from Dylan Cole, and who's going to get the advantage off of the corner? You can see Josiah Farrow pops his head as we ride from our camera car. Dylan Cole onto the brakes, and can Christopher Cook get it slowed down in time? Yes, he does, and now slides his way on forward.
Burgundy.
Ooh, Porsche Burgundy. There you go. Bit of a hip check there between Crusoe and Cook as they're still wheel to wheel. And, well, it ends in disaster. The hill, how much you can really send it and make it work. Yeah, unfortunately, just tries to bully his way on forward.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Ooh!
Ian Gagnon-Renault saw the checkup from Alex Ellis and decided, you know what, let me have a lob. Doesn't get it slowed down in time to make the move happen, but you see an opportunity, you've got to go for it. If you're a race leader, draft minimal impact. Hoverson already out of line, and Andrew Carone lets him by Lewis. Very, very fascinating, but now fights back on the outside for a moment, deep under the brakes, wheel-to-wheel stuff, and all as they fight for 4th, 5th, and 6th behind as well.
Yeah, these two desperately want Lasciarite to rejoin this fight, clearly. Andrew Carone will be able to hold on to the race lead, but only just as Hoverson leaves it halfway down the inside, going into Rivage. There might be a little bit of contact here as basically diamonding off the corner. Andrew Carone's going to be able to hang on to the race lead. Hoverson has to settle for second, and now very much in the fight. Down low. Surely that one's not going to work. You're going to go out wide here. Gregory Hoverson is indeed going to do so, and he might get a slowdown in doing so. Bump draft coming in from Lasciarite, and now makes side-by-side contact. Maybe that was unnecessary.
I wonder if no slowdown, because Hoverson not showing any signs of lifting and holds on to second spot. We're going to be treated to a fight now, Lewis, and with 14 odd minutes to go, I don't think there's any holding back now. Long way around in the Porsche of Halifax entry. He pinches Carone into the braking zone as well. Doesn't want to let him get a bit more of an arc into the corner. Long way around. Could it give Hoverson the chance to grab the lead? Lasciarite sits there and waits to pounce. A new race leader, Hoverson, around the outside. Inside from Josiah Farrer, I believe, as they try and make their way in towards Malmedy. A half spin, and unfortunately, Alexandre Lacasse, the one that pays the price.
Oh, it's not quite as clear, because there was quite a bit of, there was quite a significant bit of contact before it.
Here you go. Here's the look from up above. I mean, they are very much... There's contact on the entry, that's for sure.
Yeah, which then sends Lacasse on a narrower line. Oh, I don't know. That one's not as easy to pick through. Top of the hill. Let's see. Blake Town and Josh Manalo. Manalo obviously trying to squeeze one straight around the outside, and will indeed do so. A bit of a contact there coming out of the second part of Les Combes, and the up and under coming in from Bergeron. And
he just doesn't have the speed, but you can see him try and go the long way around in the Porsche Centre Quebec car, excuse me, as down out of this double apex corner. Especially in these cars, you always want to V the car off and open up the corner a little bit more.
20 in the morning.
Oh
no.
Luke Tugarode is just driven off the track, I think locked up and wasn't going to get it slowed down in time. Heads up for him to avoid making a bigger palaver of all of that. Towards Radion one final time. You can hear it's a slight lift of the throttle. They're about as committed as they can get. And the overspeed on the side of Carone, jinking back and forth. Porsche of Halifax car trying to defend, but you can just see how much more speed Carone has got as he looks to the outside. Lasciarite thinks of taking it 3 wide.
Almost going to be an absolute disaster in that. Here comes Carone straight around the outside, going through into Les Combes to the inside for the second part, outside at your favourite netcode corner. But Gregory Hoverson might have the drive here. Let's see if Lasciarite can maybe squeeze one down the inside. Again, he looks 3 wide. No way that's going to work.
I think if he could have stuck it up the inside of Carone, he would have done. Thinking more about championship than the race win here. Gregory Hoverson sees Carone out wide, though. Lasciarite has to let the Porsche Reef car slot back in. Wide down out of the long left-hander, though, and Lewis, this allows Hoverson to build the advantage. It's been one of the best races all season. 3 drivers finishing within a second, but for the first time this season, Gregory Hoverson, a race winner in the Porsche Esports Carrera Cup Canada.
Things are fairly set.
I think you're right in their set at the front. Question might be those behind. Do they feel the need to get more aggressive in their respective fight? Look at the result sees Gregory Hoverson half a second clear, and then Carone, Lasciarite second and third. Gagnon-Renault for the Porsche Centre North Toronto classified down in 4th, with Giuliano Romagnolo 5th, Alex Ellis in 6th, and then Josh Manalo, Alex Bergeron, Valentin Crusoe, and Josiah Farrer, your top 10.